I feel like men need to be empowered more since they are breadwinners. They're expected to feed the families. So hata kama ni job opportunities, me I feel like men should be considered first and then women.
I just feel like pia sisi wanaume wenyewe we have let this afloat. Tumeiachilia hivi. Tuna empower the same women, tunawalilia, tunawasupport, tunafanya nini? But at the same time, tunalia, we are not empowering ourselves.
There are certain conversations that a man and a man are supposed to have. And in this case, I'm talking about a father and a son. They're supposed to have, but they're not having it because this father is not there.
Yes.
And therefore, the mother will bring them up to their ability. There are times or there are cases where I've been heard saying, when it comes to behaviors and personality, it's personal. People choose their behaviors. People choose how they want to live. But again, in as much as people choose how to behave, we tend to grow based off our environment, the things we have been fed.
Yes.
If my mother brings me up like a girl,
definitely
I'll behave like one. I'll be one. I'll not be as strong as the society is expecting me to be. And the society is not supposed to blame me because at the end of the day, I didn't choose this life. I found myself in it. So
unapata somebody has not had a father figure in their life, and this has led to a terrible, maybe let me just say a terrible result. Somebody does not, for example, have respect. Somebody does not have the manners or the behaviorism, and a lot of things that does not really contribute to a perspective about a man.
Nataka
So
hizo rich people problems. Uniambie kama poor people don't have the same problems. Unaona hata when you oversleep at home wanakutangaje? Huko ni wapi unaishi? Wanakutangaje?
mali ya dunia.
Ni mali ya dunia lakini tuko wapi? You need it. You need money.
Hi guys, this is your boy the Melanin King and welcome to Life Unfiltered Podcast. If this is your first time to be here, all I'm telling you is karibu sana. And if you've been a supporter all along, you've been watching our videos and liking, commenting and sharing with your friends, I'm still saying thank you so much, and don't stop there. Continue sharing with your other friends. Now, today I have an amazing guest, and just before I talk about the guest, in our previous episode where Brandy was on board, we had a conversation about the changes in roles in modern society compared to what things used to happen previously. And that got us thinking that do really men need empowerment as well? Because from the looks of things, it seems like women have been more empowered than men. And that is what is causing all these mischiefs around the world.
Depending when you're about conditioning or anything, you know, it does not make it right. A person and start having different beliefs.
Stop blaming
the men kill themselves every fucking year because they're taught we cannot share. By whom? Men!
Exactly! No, by men! Why can't men empower other men the way women is right?
So in our topic of today, we're going to dive into that, looking at, is it really important for us to empower men? Do you think if men are empowered, they're going to support each other as opposed to acting as rivals? Yes, thank you for that. As rivals. So now, without wasting so much of your time, I would like to bring my guest on board, who is none other than drum rolls, Dennis Raj. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Tell us your name, what you do, and any other important information you'd like us to know.
So guys, my name is Dennis Raj. I am a Kenyan and a hustler.
And a hustler.
Yes.
Umesahau content creator. I'm going to drop your title.
Kidogo. Tutapambana nayo tu with time, but right now mimi ni hustler tu mta.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. And how is that taking you?
Hey man, we are trying.
We are trying.
Yeah. The boy child has been forgotten.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true.
That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah, that's what we want to talk about. And just before we talk about that, talking about boy child, we have a mental health talk that's happening on 8th of December. Will be taking place at the Meridian Hotel. More details on the poster to be shared as soon as it is out. But you must be there. If you know you're a man and you're out there, and you know very well vitu hazijakuwa zikienda vizuri, and even if they are, you know, somebody told me the other day, you might think you're actually doing well until you visit a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and then you realize that, oh my god, all my life I've been depressed. So yeah, so make sure to mark on your calendars and show up on this day. Show up, turn up, call a friend, tell a friend, and come. Come one, come two. So Raj, karibu sana. And for those who don't know, we actually were in Eldoret together in campus. So we go way back. Yeah.
How long was this? Like,
oh my God, we're growing old. It was back in we started school in 2016.
2016, yes.
Yeah.
So that's from 2016
to 2021 because we graduated in 2021.
Yeah, it's been
and then it's
been a road.
Yeah, it's been a road. How many years are those? From 2016 mpaka leo to 2024. It's almost 9 years.
God, man.
God. We are happy, guys. Do you still have friends when you mlisoma nao mpaka sahi? Are you still in touch with them? Ama mlishakosana, uliwasikilia wivu in one way or another?
Wengine walioa. Waka na marriage, sasa saizi hata wajui wengine.
Uko na mtu? Ama yeye ako na wewe, ama wewe uko na yeye, ama mko pamoja?
Wacha tuseme hivi. Hii maisha.
So welcome to our segment. And now we are going to do this. Usually, we have questions set here to drive the conversation. I don't know the questions as well. We are going to read. You give us what you think based on the topic.
Yeah.
Everything unfiltered. This is life unfiltered. So you make sure umetuambia ukweli, nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Yeah, and usually we start with the guest, so you'll have to lead us with the first question.
So this is how we do it?
Yeah, you just speak.
Okay.
And then you read it loud.
Okay, on to our first question.
Yes.
How do you think growing up without a father figure affects a man's view on masculinity, empowerment, and relationships?
Yeah.
Tough.
Being a man, it's a tough one.
Growing up without a father, and how it affects a man's view on masculinity, empowerment, and relationships.
Yeah.
First of all, growing up without a father does not technically mean that you will have a certain way about maybe masculinity, or the other thing we're talking about is empowerment and relationships. I just think like the environment someone grows in actually shapes a man. Okay?
Yeah.
And the immediate environment is the people who are surrounding you, the activities or the things that you engage yourself in.
Yeah.
And they take a very big percentage in creating a perspective or giving a wholesome, how do I put it? A wholesome view or perspective about certain things. And we talk, for example, if you talk about masculinity, there are people who have grown without a father, and they are actual men. They know how to be a man.
Yeah.
They have taught themselves vitu ambavyo vinajenga mwanaume, unajua?
Okay.
And then we also have empowerment. We have people who have the ability to contribute, to build, and also to, how do I put it, to kujenga wengine na kujenga, for example, the country. And if it comes to relationships, we have had men that have had successful relationships.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't mean their father had something to do with that. However, we also have this other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Unapata, somebody has not had a father figure in their life, and this has led to a terrible, maybe, let me just say, a terrible result.
Yeah.
Somebody does not, for example, have respect.
Yeah.
Somebody does not have the manners or the behaviorism, and a lot of things that does not really contribute to a perspective about a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in my view, still looking at the same question, I love this question, first of all. As you're talking, it takes me back. And how it takes me back is how I grew up. Did I have a father figure? I had a father figure. I actually have two fathers.
Congratulations. That is two fathers.
Yeah, I have two fathers. And for these two fathers, They are alive, but they were absent. They are there, but they were absent. And how I feel this really affected me is we tended to lean more towards our mom. All of us actually, all the siblings, like Sisi Wote. We tend, or that time when we were actually growing up, to rely sana na madhe. And you see, she'll bring us up as a woman, like, these are my kids. I don't know if you see how chicken inalianga zile vifaranga zake, the way it brings the
Yes.
But you see, if my dad was there, probably he would have shown us that, you know what, you're my kids, I love you, but this is the reality about life. Something that mothers, in most cases, will not be willing to tell their children. There are certain conversations that a man and a man are supposed to have, and in this case I'm talking about a father and a son. They're supposed to have, but they're not having it because this father is not there.
Yes.
And therefore the mother will bring them up to their ability. There are times, or there are cases where I've been heard saying, when it comes to behaviors and personality, it's personal. People choose their behaviors. People choose how they want to live. But again, in as much as people choose how to behave, we tend to grow based off our environment, the things we have been fed.
Yes.
If my mother brings me up like a girl,
Definitely.
I'll behave like one. I'll be one. I'll not be as strong as the society is expecting me to be.
Yeah.
And the society is not supposed to blame me because at the end of the day, I didn't choose this life. I found myself in it. So I feel like men really have a very big role to play, especially where male children are in the picture. If you know you're married and you have children, and among the children you have is a male child, then you need to make sure you're part and parcel of the life of these children. Because there's a certain aspect, unajua kuna kasauti fulani mwanaume akiweka kwa nyumba, it helps.
Akinguruma.
It really helps. Because you know, mama na ile upendo yake mingi, it affects how children grow. Because when you look at around the kids who are ill-mannered, most of them, or some of them, not all again, are those kids whose fathers were not there. And then you expect these people to come up and have a family. Sometimes it's hard because we bring up a generation of, I don't want to call them weak, because again, strength is not determined also again based off how you were brought up with your parents. It's still personal. But yeah, basically I feel like having a father figure in life really helps in molding the children, especially male children, into being something in the society. Now that we live in a patriarchal society where men have to be, you know, kio cha jamii, like they have to lead families and stuff like that.
Just before we go to the next question, there's something you mentioned about growing without a father figure, and about mothers, the way they maybe mold the kids. I feel like kuna wazazi. Let me talk about the female, or let me start with myself. Also, for the better part of my younger, I didn't have a father figure.
Okay.
But I was brought up with grandma was a tough one.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know there's like grandmothers who can be really tough.
She really was a man and a woman in one.
Wow.
Because she brought up me in a very, very strict way. Although in a nice way. Singefanya makosa na ningefanya makosa ningegaramia. Yani hata hiyo bila kupingana. And then she also brought up me in a sense, I mean in a religious aspect. Ile ilinifanya hata as much as we kids we need the father figures in our lives. Kuna wazazi ambao they do these things even better than the father figures that you would imagine you'd have in life. Unajua? So I feel like father figures, they are important in life and in bringing our kids, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary if you have a strong woman who knows how to bring up a kid.
Okay.
I'm taking my grandma as an example because I know she used to box me.
Wow.
Something that I know my dad would. And that brought me up in a way, and I feel like it's not nilikuwa nahitaji mzae those days mpaka ile age ambayo nilikutana na mzee. Get. And then also there's something we mentioned about mothers being protective and for example the loving you know the nature
kababa
kwanza unajua unapata mom anaita boys wake mdogo kuja mama unajua once unaanza kuitwa mama utaanza kuflip and you're a boy. I think that contributes to also the molding of how you brought up and how how you're installed as a man or how the society expects you as a boy child to behave. Although I would say we also said you never chose to be here. You find yourself as a kid growing up in a certain environment. I don't necessarily think ati lazima sasa since maybe you're behaving like a boy or behaving like a girl, it is your mistake. No, it is you to grow up. Alafu ikifika ile place and you know you are grown up, you know what to do. You can definitely choose your path.
Oh my God. I think that's something we need to have as a whole topic.
Right.
Yeah. A present dad, an absent dad, what are the effects? What kind of children actually come up? We need to have that discussion in broad. But in as much as you say what you just said, I agree with it to some extent. And to some extent, you know, the thing is, I have lived that experience.
Yes.
And I know how it feels not to have a present dad. For a male child especially, you know, for the girls, anytime especially when they are during the periods, they would talk to their mom and their mom would sort them out with stuff to do with pads and all that stuff. Now here you are, your father is not there, you're even going through the process of circumcision, he's absent, it's still your mom who is going to look out for you during this time. And you know, you're transitioning to adulthood. So I mean, I don't still find it right with me that it's my mom who is taking care of me during this time when you're the one who is supposed to be there, checking on me, looking at me. Because imagine now, let's say I'm getting circumcised at 14 or 15 years. And now, in case labda hata niko na complications nini during my process of healing. Now imagine it's my mom looking at me at 15, 16 years. It's not.
But when you mtoi wake,
Sijakata.
Nini hajaona?
Sijakata, but you know, it would be fair enough if it was my dad.
If it was your dad.
It would be fair enough. Yeah.
Get you.
Anyway, let's look at another one. So here is another one saying, do men ever feel pressure to compete with empowered women rather than collaborate? Why or why not? I feel like yes, competition is everywhere.
Sure.
Yeah, men feel the urge to compete with them and they want to compete with them and bring them down. Because ideally, men are structured to know that they are more powerful than women. So in a situation or in a setup where a woman is more empowered and is actually doing better than a man will strive hard to get at the top so that they can bring them down. But I also love this fact that I actually don't know if I love this, but this is going to sound very controversial. The fact that if you see a woman, they usually say if you see a woman at the top, there's a man involved. Because in most cases, a woman at the top will not bring another woman to the top. What do you think?
That is another topic by the discussion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, although I think there's some truth in that.
Yeah.
I accept but also deny, because I feel like as much as there's that fact that when you see a woman
At the top.
up there, it is an effort of a man. There are women who have actually worked hard enough to be where they are.
Oh yeah.
They have worked so hard to be where they are, and I feel like they deserve the respect, the honor, and at the same time, they should be given an equal appreciation. Kama ule mwanaume ambaye amefanya bidii amefika kule hapo. But
you know, again, when you think about it that way, it's okay. When you talk about equal, this is where I differ. And this is why I differ.
Okay.
Tumesha same, and this same women who are empowered are the same women who want men to really be out there and fend for them. Now, if you empower women such that they are the top, now we all know wanawake wakiwa na do, if they're doing well, how they behave. So imagine umewapea do, alafu you still want them to get married to these men. What kind of a marriage setup do you think will be there? That's number one. And then number two, where I never agree, I feel like men need to be empowered more. Since they are breadwinners, they're expected to feed families. So hata kama ni job opportunities, I feel like men should be considered first. And then women. Because at the end of the day, pesa ya mwanaume ni pesa ya nyinyi wote.
Unaona? That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. Pesa ya mwanaume ni pesa ya nyinyi wote. Even that empowered woman still says that a man should be the breadwinner, a man should provide. Pesa yake akikuja nayo, it should be for us all.
Yes, lakini yake ni yake.
Sasa wa imagine ukisema we should be given equal opportunities, equal rights, such that these women go all the way at the top. And then what kind of a society are we going to have?
Okay, so let me go back. I think what I tried to explain is, for this woman who has worked hard enough to get herself to that position that she is, that is the reason why I say anafaa kupatiwa the equal empowerment as a man who has also worked hard to get to the level they are. Because it has taken an effort, just like a man's. It has taken her time, her sacrifice to get where they are. That is no brainer. Okay.
Yeah, no brainer.
But now, talking about these women who have been, for example, uplifted to the positions that they are, alafu unapata, you as a man who has helped the woman to get there, is supposed to provide for her, is supposed to maybe fend for her or the family, na yeye pia kuna pesa. That is where now kuna utatanishi. Because I would expect, especially in this current world, this current generation, hakuna venye dem unaenda interview. For example, the girl dem is taken. Okay? Amepata ile position. Wewe yes, ukakosa hiyo opportunity. I get it because, and then weird thing is, it is women who empower the women. And then the same women are the ones wanakuvurutia chini. I just feel like pia sisi wanaume wenyewe, we have let this afloat. Tumeiachilia hivi. Tuna empower the same women, tunawalilia, tunawasupport, tunafanya nini, but at the same time tunalia, we are not empowering ourselves. I feel like wanaume, maybe for example, I will not lie. A beautiful girl comes for an interview if I'm a boss, or when I'll be a boss. Mark my words. A beautiful
manifestation, guys.
A beautiful girl comes for an interview. A guy, a gentleman comes for an interview. The more likely person that I will take is the gentleman. Ask me why. Ask me why.
Oh, I'm shocked. Why?
This is a beautiful woman. She is of course maybe qualified, and the guy is
also equally qualified.
Right. But I am a guy. I know the struggles of this guy. I don't understand the struggles of the woman. Personally, both of them are looking for work. They need money. Yes, but I would understand a gentleman's struggle because I am a man. You know, bosses will go for these beautiful girls or the ladies that are qualified, because they expect something out of it.
That's true.
Unajua, huyu akikuja kwa ofisi, atanifanyia kazi, but I know there is something that I will expect. But this guy, yeye alikuwa anachapa job yake, na hata kuwa na noma, this person atachapa job. But now, the lady, hapo kutakuwa na tashwishi baba. Hapo hivyo kutakuwa na tashwishi.
So there's another second part of the question that says, how can men unlearn the idea that being an empowered woman means they must prove their own worth? Let me repeat the question again. It says, how can men unlearn the idea that being with an empowered woman means they must prove their own worth? So basically, the question, what the question says is, men tend to think that with an empowered woman, basically that means that woman has to really prove herself and to this man especially, because a lot of the things that women do out here is trying to prove themselves that, you know what, I'm a woman and I can do this.
Yes.
So we have, and the people who think that way are men. So we're being asked, how can we unlearn? How do you think we can unlearn looking at empowered women that way? We stop looking at them that way, that they have to prove themselves that they're actually worth what they're really fighting for.
Yes, I think this is very simple. First of all, the women, the empowered women, they don't have to really prove themselves.
Yeah,
because the society already protects the girl child.
Yeah.
So I feel like once that mindset is changed, we also would not have to think about it like that.
Yeah.
And I think itakuwa too simple way. Once your behavior may change, sisi pia na will be easy.
Actually, that's absolutely true. Yeah. Okay, so that is also another thing, very intriguing, at the same time with a lot of, I don't know what's the correct word to use, but it's very controversial. It's a very controversial topic that we also need to have it. Probably we will have some women on board and think around about that, about still empowered women. Because we spoke about this previously. We spoke about gender roles, specifically about gender roles. And I think we will also dive into that in another conversation. You can lead us on that question now.
Let me see what we have here.
Yeah, I'm ready. Bring it on.
How can men break the cycle of comparing themselves to traditional, up-to-date standards of masculinity? Okay, I've just read it too quick. I thought that this was a whole question. It has two parts.
Two parts, okay.
How can men break the cycle of comparing themselves to traditional, up-to-date standards of masculinity?
I think that is hard because based on how we have been brought up, our point of reference usually is back then men used to, then men did this. So vitabu zenye tunatumia za revision, living as a man, ni hata nili grow up nikiona mzee anafanya hivi, nili grow up nikicheki grandfather wangu anafanya hivi. So I think that is a bit hard.
Yeah.
Ku break your cycle itakuwa ngumu, cause ni hard.
So for me I think we don't necessarily we will not be able to break this cycle, but with time itakuwa ina rejuvenate and we will not be basing the facts or will not be basing everything from the past. I just want to take for example the other revolution that was happening
the other day.
Mse tumezoea kuingia kwa forest kama maumau. Unajua, but this time the guys went to the streets.
Yeah, they did.
Fearless. You know, they called themselves. We called ourselves. Not they.
We were there.
We called ourselves tribeless. You know, leaderless. And I think that is a way of breaking away from the normal. The normal, traditional standards of masculinity. That was in a general perspective. But as a man, I feel like the basics about the masculinity actually is based from the traditional.
Do you feel like it's toxic?
There are those, okay, everything.
Because kama kitambo, it is known that a man is not supposed to be in the kitchen, anywhere close to the kitchen. But right now, when you get married at this age and era where we live, women expect you, if she's going to work, you're going to work, you should also go to the kitchen and cook the way she does. You should be able to wash dishes as she does. You should be able to change the baby's diapers as she does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
so there's a lot of stigma also around that.
You're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like tukianza hii argument yote hatutawahi maliza. I think we should go back to the biblical aspect here. Something to talk about hapa. Inasemekana we as men are supposed to be the providers.
Yeah.
Okay. And women are expected to submit. So if a man is providing, the lady will submit.
Oh.
It's as simple as that. If that's simple as that, then I think to avoid drama mingi hapa.
Lakini hapo kwa
Whether sawa, there's that fact. Kwa sababu na hii economy ya saizi unapata mwanamke for example akona do kushinda the guy. But let me tell you something, I know and I've seen women who are very powerful but they're submissive to their husbands because of love.
It's actually true, because when you look at the president of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu, big shout out to you. I heard that she submits to the husband.
And what is nice?
She's Her Excellency the president, but still serves the husband, cooks for the husband, despite being the president. And you see, that's what we're talking about. Traditionally, men, the kind of masculinity that was there is men are the providers, men are the head of the families. And therefore, women are supposed to submit to them. And that's beautiful. I don't think that's possible to break that cycle, because again, I was telling you, there's a lot of stigma around that. Because you can imagine if your friends knew you're married, but you're the one who cooks. See what I could check. I'm going to say something here. You know, there are times, because I came from a household where both my mom and my dad are actually working. And there are times my mom would come late and my dad would have to cook for us. But do you actually know, anytime he'd cook for us and then my mom comes in, he would stop cooking for my mom to continue cooking. He wouldn't finish up there. And there are also other cases where there's a day he would decide he's the one cooking for us to make up, but then a visitor knocks the door to come in.
That's it.
He stops cooking. I know my mom's immediately has to jump onto the kitchen and basically.
I just feel like all this. What contributes to all this? The fact that kuna zile expectations zenye hata wewe mwenyewe hazikutoka from you, zilitoka kwa babu zako. For example, the case of your dad. Yeye akiona mgeni, hapana, huyu mgeni atanibeba
aje nimekaliwa.
But that's not the case.
That's not the case.
It's because the society. And the society includes that neighbor and that is where now things go different. But I feel like kama mnapendana, this cannot be a big thing. This cannot be a big deal. I feel like it will be okay. And you can actually do it if you want to, because you love the lady and she loves you, and probably maybe she's tired. So when I feel like, because I love you, my woman, I can do this for you and my kids. I don't feel like it's such a big deal, except that we have put it as a big deal. There was a second part of this question. Are there ways in which men might unconsciously sabotage their own empowerment, especially in relationships with empowered men? Let me repeat, but this is a very nice one. Are there ways in which men might Are there ways in which men might unconsciously sabotage their own empowerment, especially in relationships with empowered women?
Because wanaona ni umama. First of all, kukuwa empowered already. Even this conversation we're having around mental health, men should seek help, nini. They already wanna perceive, so they're bound to sabotage. Because already wanaona that's such a feminist thing, that's such a woman thing. So ni ngumu sana for them to sit in spaces where women are empowered, or even for themselves to be empowered. You already wanna feel like as a man you should have the vision and the focus to basically do stuff by yourself, with yourself, without seeking help, and just be who you are.
Shida moja, something that I came to realize ni, although not every woman, but an empowered woman atakalia tu mwanaume.
Obviously.
She'll make you feel young. She'll make you feel small for no reason.
But is it really making you feel small? Ama, it is the fact that she's more exposed. So the things she's actually sharing, or the things she's able to do, you are unable to do, and that makes you feel diminished. And that's where I usually even say, getting married to someone who is not equally as educated as you are is bound to bring challenges in the relationship. Because the way you think, the way you think is not how they think. You're a graduate, you hold a bachelor's degree. Somebody else dropped out in class 8. I teach and I know what I'm telling you. The way those guys think is not how I think. When you give them a task to do it, if I'm given the same task, I will not do it the same way they do it. So there's that variance, and this is the same thing that is applying here. When a woman is empowered, she knows more. She's been exposed to a lot of information, because basically empowerment is you being informed, like having the knowledge and the information surrounding the powers you hold, what you are capable of doing. So the fact that she knows what she is capable of doing and she has so much information and knowledge makes this man feel like, oh, you know what? Actually, this woman, amenikalia. I tend to think that's what really happens. It's not really kukaliwa.
Well, there's that fact.
There's that, yeah.
Miskatai.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. But wanawake tu. Let me be honest. From my own perspective, staki ku generalize everything. I just feel like sometimes, for example, in a household where the woman earns more, you have to work or prove extra hard. You have to just put some effort for this lady to look down on you.
Okay.
Like ndia kuangalie vile, unless you guys are in love, which is genuine love. Because up to what point will this empowered woman provide for you as a man?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Inafika elastic limit, that's when you see unapata dem ameanza kuboeka na wewe. You see? And if I was a guy, I feel like okay, it's my duty to provide as a guy, but if I have a lady that, for example, amepoteza job, for example, that does not stop me from providing.
Yeah.
And I think things should not change for her also. Things should be the same. Isichange nisiwe kwamba sasa now that she has lost a job, she has to prove more, she has to do more. No, that doesn't have to happen. I feel like it should just be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, interesting. Where each topic is heavy, by the way. You know, it's actually heavy because we're looking at real life situations, what we have gone through, what is happening, and it's actually crazy. So if you have not yet subscribed, kindly please do so, and be sure to also comment down below on what you think about the questions we're raising. Remember, comments made on this video are personal and they do not reflect the account. They are our own personal opinions, personal experiences.
Yes.
So yeah, so let's see another one. I was the one, right?
Yes. I love your questions, by the way.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
These are one of my questions. They are from the manager himself, Karanja. Have you ever felt pressure to man up or hide your feelings in certain situations? This one is beautiful. And how did it affect you? So let's deal with the first part. Have you ever felt pressure to man up or hide your feelings in certain situations? I think 99% of my life, I have to man up. Even days when I just want to let loose and be like,
You have to.
You just have to. You know, hawezi fanya hata utoto, ukijaribu kidogo, oh shit, I'm a man. I'm supposed to be a man.
I just feel like...
is it something that's just in you, ama you find yourself feeling like I just need to man up? You know, kuna wale watu wa, since they were born, he's just a man all through.
Yes.
And then kuna wale, we have to put like a certain face in certain spaces, certain areas, be like, oh, you know, I'm a man. Joe, I'm sure you have seen, kuna tu wanaume tungine tu, hadi mmeenda na our crowd, they just want to stand out, waonekane the way, you know, wako busy. Kuna matanga fulani tulienda Murang'a. There's a guy we traveled with Karanja. You know, we got there. I understand he was a friend to the person who lost their person. I don't want to mention names because I don't want but ubaya nimesema Murang'a. So this guy, when he got there, he basically took charge. It's like the burial was his. It's like, you know, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm basically saying kuna wale wenye, the manly thing, it's so in their mind that any space they go, their presence has to be felt, that a man is here and he's capable of doing ABCD. So for me, I find myself in situations where I have to man up. When I'm actually supposed to let loose and be like, oh, calm down, Savannah. You know? Yeah, so I don't know about you.
So for me, personally, I don't think I've had situations that I've had to man up, except for those situations that I have to be the bigger person.
Okay.
And if that's what I'll call manning up, I feel like, yes, there have been situations where I've had to just be the boy, be the guy, be the man in the room, and understand all these other variants in the
Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, there are situations that I have had to man up, but mara mingi si mimi ndio umetuna niko fiti.
But that's really, I'm proud of you. Me, I won't lie. Me, the moments I get vulnerable, it doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah.
The moment I get in touch with my feelings, with my emotions,
Yeah.
and I live that moment. I don't like piling up my emotions all in the name of I'm a man, not supposed to let it out. I will let it out. It doesn't matter how you carry me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't live in your house. I live in mine, and probably in a better house than you
That's
live in.
possible.
No. Sorry guys,
Yes.
it's life and film. So I mean, me nikisikia kulia, me nitalia. I'll cry.
Yeah.
If I'm in a bad situation, I'm in a bad situation. If I'm not doing well, I am not doing well.
But that's not. I'm not accepted. I'm not accept. I feel like it's true. We have situations where we become vulnerable.
Because you see, the question says, hide your feelings
Or
in
to
certain. Do you find yourself hiding your feelings in certain situations?
Yeah. Some, just like I said before. How can I use an example? I want to give an example whereby maybe we are having an argument. Of course, I'm hurt. I don't feel nice about it, but for the sake of peace and to end the whole
Shenanigans.
exactly, I will just have to say, well, then it's chill. Hata kama I'm emotionally hurt, I'm physically hurt, I will just like chana na mambo isha. Because I think I prefer ni nyamaze to chaos.
So hiyo kunyamaza, how does it affect you? Because the other part of the question is, how did it affect you?
Well,
later on, for the sake of peace,
Yes. I think I'll just be honest that it does not end well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is you getting broken. It is you getting hurt.
Yeah.
Or it is you not realizing your full potential.
Yeah.
Because you've had to hide your feelings. But the end goal for me was the peace.
Yeah.
And since I got it, this other side of me just can chill.
One thing I usually say, if you make me upset or if you hurt me, let me be dramatic. Give me the space to be dramatic. Give me the space to be upset.
Yes.
Let me rant. Let me do anything I want to do.
Yes.
To give myself healing. And therefore, I will not hide my feelings because I know how it can actually affect me.
Yeah.
Later on, I'll actually start having withdrawal symptoms. I will start withdrawing from you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you don't want that. So instead of me getting it to that level where I'm withdrawing from you, then let me pour it all out. Let me speak it all out. Let me act all dramatic I can that time so we can move forward. We're all different and it's okay. So lead us to the next question.
Napenda, it's okay. Yeah. There's a question here. How do pride and ego play into resistance to seeking support or guidance from others? Hey, mtu wangu, let me give you an example.
Kwanza, how often do you ask for help?
Okay. Apart from money,
As I am.
rarely. I don't think I do ask. Apart from money.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have never asked me for help. Ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is it.
Or do you have specific people that you ask for help?
The only help, I'll be honest, that I've said before is money. Because I get to a point, I want to share it. Maybe you need some money for this and this. So you talk to specific people.
Yeah.
This is, ukitumia specific, hapo na unafaa kujua kwamba kuna ego na pride. Because there are people I can't ask for money.
Yeah.
There are people I can't talk about some certain things. Unajua?
Unasema
there are certain people.
Yeah.
And these people that I talk to, most of them are close friends or closer. Well, not really friends, but the people they'll come through.
True. That's
and
the thing.
there is something that also I give back. I also come through. Because, for example, myself, I have a guy who is a good friend. Not really good friend, we don't talk every time, but nikimwambia air
It's
weka punch itaingia.
Yeah.
Na mimi ile siku atauliza itafika. It's just as simple as, because that is an understanding that we have, unspoken and understanding. But I would say apart from that, I rarely seek help, and maybe it's because of pride and ego, as people, as the question says, and it's something I'm working on, because I was telling you, I have an example, a story in the current place that I work. I recently had an argument with the boss, and it was just because I don't follow maybe instructions, because I think I need to do things in this way. Because he has a certain way of doing things. But I also have another conventional way of doing the same thing, which I find easier. But sasa ile siku ambayo nilifanya the same, I mean, I used my ways to complete the same task. Ikawa tunavutana, ananiambia yo ukona kiburi, you don't listen to instructions, you don't really follow what is supposed to be done. But now mimi nilimuuliza kutaka nifanye hivi, but tulifanya hivi, so this is what you wanted.
This is what you wanted.
Yes, akaniambia that is no problem, that is no brain, I mean that is no big deal. But sasa wewe kitu inafanya ni you just feel you don't want to do things in a certain way because you are this kind of person, or you don't want to do some certain things because you feel unakaa hivi na hivi. And then he was telling me that I should use my ego as a shield and not as a weapon to hurt others. Sasa unajua, that thing got me. I was like, apana, yes I did, but there's a truth here. Mse ameniambia kitu nikasema I'm proud. Skatai. I have ego, but this is hurting others. So I've had to sit down, think about it, and it's something I'm working on.
I think for myself, when it comes to pride, my pride varies from person to person. It depends with who you are. Itategemea who are you, what do you do, how much do you make. So my pride varies from person to person. Do I ask for help? I ask for help. But again, me asking for help varies from person to person. I can't ask you for help when I know whatever I want, you cannot do it for me. I will go to somebody who can actually do that thing for me. Because what I will do, nitakuchosha tu bure na maneno. You know, I want a car, I want to fuel. Na wewe mwenyewe hata fare una, and I want to struggle you to give you that stress. Let me give it to somebody else. Mwenye, unajua hii hata akinitumia 2,000 ama 3, it's nothing to them, you know. It's pocket change for them, you know. So I ask for help. Personally, I ask for help. I do. But again, I'm very specific on who I am asking for help. Because again, I don't think I go out there airing my issues out. I air them, but again to the people that have the potential to help me. And I feel that's where men actually don't find it easy to open up, because they feel like maybe if they ask for help, when somebody helps them, they're gonna run with it. Unaona ile mtu anakusaidia, and then he has to keep saying, oh jamaa hata alikuwa kwangu, unajua yeye na wife yake walipigana jana, huyu jamaa alikuwa kwangu, I just bought them food, huyu jamaa alikuwa kwangu, nini na nini. You know, there are certain kind of men who are actually like that. And that is what sometimes makes people or men not ask for help. Well, for me, I think I've identified certain people. Right now, if I had an emergency, right now my house is burning, I know who I can call and will immediately respond back. Be like, yo, bro, this is what is happening. Okay, let me do this. Let me come. You know, there's somebody who will immediately.
They will stop everything.
They will stop. I literally actually have that kind of a person in my life.
Good man.
And I thank God for them. So I think we should normalize asking for help. And we should normalize making men be vulnerable to ask for this help. The idea of saying, oh, when mwanaume ufai kutisha help, when mwanaume you're not even supposed to be crying, when mwanaume that is wrong, and that is what is making people not seek help. Because when you look at statistics, it actually says out of 100%, 70% of people who commit suicide are actually men. Yeah.
You for real?
Like for real. It's men who commit suicide. It's men who die early. I didn't watch Jana video yesterday. I was watching a video. A certain lady was saying, they already know men die early. They know men die faster. Yeah. So anytime a man will try to give an idea of, let's sell this house, they will tell you, why are we selling this house? What if when you die, where will we stay? Because they already know you will die fast. Yeah, you will die before them and you will leave them the house. So men are already known to die faster because they consume a lot and they don't let it out. But me, I said I'll not be among the statistics to die early. Me, I will let it out. Me, I will leave. Medium the end.
But it's very true. Men don't really open up.
Yeah.
And ask for help. First of all, it's because of the toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, people just feel like, because I'm a man, I need to struggle this, I need to do this by myself. Na unajua vizuri ukienda hapo utavunjika, lakini unang'ang'ana. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Unaenda mpaka mwisho, you know, that is the end. You won't go there without maybe Karanja Sahib to jump over, but utaenda tu hapo without asking for help.
That's true.
That's what we do as men. And then another thing, the societal expectations pia zinakufanya kama mwanaume, you don't really necessarily have to ask for certain things. You know? Now, there's something I mentioned before. Ujinga ni ati, the society si ya wanawake, society ni wanaume pia.
Na mtu akauliza, hii society ni nani?
Society ni mimi na wewe na ule msichana na ule nini.
Because kama society ni mimi na wewe na huyo msichana. Na me, I have my own opinion, you have your own opinion. Everybody is saying, nashughulika na maisha yangu. Then nani anashughulika na maisha ya kila mtu? Kwa sababu kama wewe unasema unashughulika na yako, mimi nashughulika na yangu, ule anashughulika na yake. Then who is society?
Society is now hao watu wenye wanashughulika na maisha yao. That is the very society we're talking about. Nilikuwa nataka kuongezea point.
Do you think, before you ongezea point. Yes. Do you think in societies maybe hata ni mindset tumejekea that you know the society. Maybe hata there is no society. It is you and your stupid thoughts.
But unajua, siwezi ongelea society, wewe ongelea society, ule ongelea society, ule ongelea society.
Alafu
sote. Akwani si wajinga aje? I think there is society. Society, the immediate environment and everybody living in it. So I was about to add that women do communicate often. And they're not afraid. Unajua wanawake wanaweza ongea siri zao na watachambana baadaye.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're cool with it. You know. But mimi siwezi taka nikwambie siri zangu alafu nisikie imesemekana pale. That is how we are different with women. Unapata for example mwanaume wa hii nyumba akona shida zake. Unajua na bibi yake. The wife goes to the other house, the neighbor's house. They talk, they say everything.
Yeah.
You know, they have, and they talk, and then by the time they're done, unapata tu, they're easy. Lakini wewe mwanaume umeng'ana pa na shida zako. Ule jamaa wa kule pia ameng'ana na shida zake, but you guys can't share. Or if we share, I want to keep you close so that you see, nijue kama unaongelea hizi story nje ama, because it's so hard for me to try and give you my issues kwa sababu kuna wale ambao, for example ile ambao ulisema, they have, nilimnunulia hii, nilimfanyia hii, nilimtumia hii, huyu ako na yangu kiasi fulani. And actually I've met that kind of people. Mimi mpaka ujiuliza, unajua siko baya, but you know, it's the nature of women. They talk to each other. They wanaambiana siri zao. Na kitoka hapo ataenda kuambia ule mgeni. Though not all women. Kuna wale wanawake wana behave kama wanaume by the way. They talk, they keep it themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Grandma. Huyo mwanamke.
My mom
the same your mom. They talk. And that's it. But kuna wale wanaume wenye they're even more yani wako na tabia za kiwanawake kushinda hata wanawake wenyewe. Because the guy talks. Nani alimfanya hivi, nani akafanya hivi, nani akafanya hivi, nani. Alafu ukifika huko, bro, story mingi ya nini. Just help the other person, talk to them, especially when it comes to emotional and mental stability. It's nice, and I would even want men to talk.
Wow.
Wewe kuja, you see, si shida Glanville. Maybe kuna stress, and it's something that I have practically done it. So Umekumbuka nimekwambia story ile siku nilipigiwa ni that guy told me niko na ego blah blah blah. So iliniuma because it is the truth.
Yeah.
And that made me not work properly.
Yeah.
I was emotionally overwhelmed. I'm this kind of person, get into a room, I just talk, like the story, I want to know how you're doing and doing so. Ile kunizima mara moja, kanimenyeshewa, everybody is asking, they know uko fiti, what's happening? So that was affecting my work. I had to ask for time out.
Yeah.
I went outside, and I have a friend, I called, come on baby, this is what is happening. What should I do? Because nasikia niko na hasira, nasikia I am emotionally overwhelmed, nasikia ni kama my emotions zinamwagika kwa zimejaa kikombe zinamwagika. Na if you know the result, the result ya pride and ego na hasira ni war. And I don't want to get myself in a position at tunapigana because unaambiwa kitu fulani na fulani, you know. So I talked to the guy, and the guy told me, Dennis, hata Yesu, hata nani. You know, he gave me very pretty examples. And I was like, yes, thank you. And I went back to and kachapa to do visual. So I feel like women need to talk. And it's something that we have to put in the table. Wanaume waongee. Sijui shida wanaume na shindwa kuongea ni kwa nini. You have to just communicate. Glance kuna venye, siko fiti. And then pia we should be willing. Listen bwana. Amechukua time yake na ameloa ego zake kama zenye uko nazo kukwambia anahitaji help. So why can't you as a guy just give time
and help?
Yes. Kaa chini usikize jamaa anasemaje. If there's a way, you know, sometimes women don't need a lot. I just need to talk to you. Unajua, that's all. But sasa unajua pia economy imefanya mtu akisikia huyu anaona huyu anataka pesa. Jamani sio pesa. It's not about money. Sometimes it's yes, and I feel like it is imefika time watu waache kukua na mindset sijui pesa. It's never about money. Just talk to the guy. If you have a problem pia wewe naye usijifinyie hapo juu ndio utakufa. You know, but if you want to help yourself, go talk to somebody. And also we should be able to receive the other people. And men should be men bwana. I should be able to protect your secrets. I don't, you see, nikikuja na mambo yangu, I feel like I have already trusted you. And I feel like yes, before even I reached to you, I reached out to you, nimesha kufikiria. Na mimi kukufikiria mwanzo inamaanisha I have your trust. I don't need to think otherwise because I have called you, and you should be able also to hold that thought and absorb my energy flani, you know, alafu nisaidie. That is, tukiweza kubalance hiyo kitu, I think men will even do better.
Yeah, that's
sana tutakuwa sana, and we'll even build more friendships and more. Nilikuwa nasoma kwa internet at least in a week men need like 2 hangouts in a week.
Wow. For real?
Yes, you need like 2 hangouts. Boys too, we are talking about boys here. Tunaenda boys zetu zimeshika, for example mnaanza kutafuta mama, hapana. Boys just chill, do whatever boys do, kama ni football, kama ni movie, kama ni kula, kama ni those things that boys do, we actually need, because the pressure is getting high every day.
That was very, very insightful. Yes. Well, that is why we are bringing you on 8th of December a men's mental health talk at the Meridian Hotel in town. More details to come about that. Thank you so much for that. Now we move to the next question. Like, that was very, very insightful. Umenda in details, and I really, really love it.
Yes, sir.
Was I supposed to? Yeah. I think we are moving on well. I hope you are learning. To the women, I hope you're picking some things about men, so you know how to treat your men. Do you think some men fear empowerment because it may require them to step outside their comfort zone? I think we have done this because you said yeah. So I think we can just pick another one because we have spoken about that. And then it says, how can society empower men to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness?
It's just as I've been saying before. The society is me and you. I should be able to give you a chance to speak your mind, and you should also give me a chance to speak. So that is another way of empowering.
I think, now for us, for example, in our Seed for Hope Foundation, how we want to make this, because the question says, how can society empower men to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness? For us, we are providing a safe space. You see, like now we're going to have this men's mental health talk. We're expecting once our speakers are done, they're going to lead us into a discussion where men are now given an opportunity, the people in the crowd, to speak about issues they find hard to share with the other people outside there. But since this is just a men's conference, it's just a men's event, I'm thinking they're bound to feel like, oh, actually, we have a safe space where we can air out what we're going through, and these are all men, and possibly we're all going through the same thing. Because trust you me, the minute one man will stand to say, this is what I go through, this is what I face, this is what I've been facing, another one will also find it easy within themselves to open up and speak it out.
I agree.
Yeah, so as a Seed for Hope Foundation, basically, we're going to create that safe space for men. Because the foundation basically targets or is looking to just work mostly with men. It's a men's organization. So I think one of the ways basically to make men more vulnerable is put them in spaces where it is just them alone.
Yes.
When it is just men alone, then they are able to open up their hearts and speak out much more. So the other part of the question says, what advice would you give to a man struggling with the idea of expressing his emotions openly?
Okay. First of all, that's a very dope one.
Umekutana na msee ni best yako ana struggle ku let out their emotions. What can you tell them?
I would tell them that nobody gives a fuck outside here.
Oh.
So msee, you kujikazia na kujiumiza, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Yes, just talk to me.
You're a safe space.
Yes, I mean,
you're giving them an opportunity.
Kuja, let's talk. Yeah.
And I love that because I've experienced that with you.
Yes.
You know, just that we are not letting it out here today. But you remember when you came here the other time, we really had a lengthy conversation. We spoke a lot.
Yes, very true.
We don't want to get into that. Just give us the next question. But that's
very important. But that is very important, you know.
Yeah.
So what role can women play in creating safe spaces for men to express their feelings without judgment? First of all, let's not even go ahead. That judgment is the problem.
Nani ngumu.
Hiyo ndio shida. Hapo ndio tunaanzia kwanza.
They will judge.
Oh my God. The faces they give. The conversations unasikia huko.
I don't think a woman can ever be a safe space for a man. Never.
No. You see, this is something I told someone, that a man will only understand what the fellow man
is actually going through. Yeah.
And a woman will understand a fellow woman better. So there's no way I'll be a safe space for this lady. Unajua hata huyo baby ambayo umemuoa, yes, they have husbands as their safe spaces, but there are very many things that they talk to the fellow women. Ile place yenye mwanamke na mwanamke wanaelewana. So there's no way I'll be a safe space for a lady.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is my own perspective. I feel like I
will not relate. I will not understand.
Siwezi relate. Kwa hiyo pasi ya kurelate. I cannot. So I feel like women to be able to give men the space. First of all, they should drop the judgment. And then the second thing, for example, the men in marriage, wanawake waache kukazia wanaume kwa hiyo nyumba. Because it's tough. The man absorbs a lot.
Yeah.
And then akija kwa nyumba, he can't be able to express himself because ana feel like mwanamke atasema hivi. You know, it's weird that zile the dirty linen of the house
is
90% is aired out by the women. Sio mwanaume anapelekanga nje. And that is the very big problem that men go through. Because if I want to express myself to my woman, all I hear ni rumors. Na utasikia rumors from the guy ambaye ni best yako na ambaye aliambiwa na bibi yake. You know, it's so difficult. So we as men, we can just be allowed to talk to each other without judgment from the women, so that we can be able to create a safe space for us. Yeah.
I usually say men have an ego, but it can be easily squashed in a second. Cause tell me why a man can be so proud of himself, what he does for his family, and then probably attack his manhood, for example. Do you know you have taken him below the grave level?
That's very true.
Alikuwa hapa juu, and then the next thing you're attacking is that, and then he's like shit. Or probably he's a present dad, he does everything, but he does not provide, maybe because of one reason or another he's unable to provide, but he's a present dad.
Yeah.
And then you use that against him. You've taken his ego back to zero. But anything you tell a woman, she will pick it. She'll pick herself from there. She'll be fine. I mean, if you tell her you are stupid, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm stupid." Okay, but kwa hawa wanawake wote, mimi mjinga ndo uliona unaweza hawa. So mimi ndio niko. So I'm gonna stay here. You know, it's different for them. Yeah. But call a man that. Call a man you are stupid. Oh my God, it's gonna dig deep into their heart. Like, yo, my wife thinks I'm stupid.
Man.
Hey, yani bibi yangu anaona mimi ni mjinga. You know, they're gonna carry that.
After all the things I've done for her.
After all the things I've done, I love just think I'm stupid, you know?
Yani mwanamke ameniona.
You know, even them, you see, kama sahi, if you call the women hoes, if you call them hoes with the Swahili word, because that's what we commonly use. Yeah. Atakuwa like, hey, me, bado, she'll be like, if I am, it's not because I slept with myself, it's because I slept with men, you know? She'll pick herself from them. Yes, but when you do the same thing for the man usually feels like, oh my God, this one is taking a graveyard in me, it's digging deep in me, and it really, really, really affects them. So about judgment, women will always judge men. Come rain, come sun, come whatever. They will always judge men.
True story.
They will always judge men. Atakwambia I'm your safe space. Wait until you open your mouth and start saying that, you know, this and this, babe. Oh my God. Oh, it will be so unfortunate for you. So I don't think women can ever create a safe space for men. It's meant to create safe space for their fellow men, and it's meant to create a safe space
except
for
your
their
mother.
fellow women. Except your mother, yeah. Except your mother. But even your mother will still judge. Hey. Your mother will still be like, you know, at the end of the day, you're a man, you should.
Na kijana yangu unajua wengine wamefanya hivi. Uko na kijana na wamefanya hivi.
So even your mom can never create a success for you. Never.
Yeah.
In what ways can men be empowered to support and respect empowered women without feeling threatened? I think that you've mentioned something about this.
Yeah, just finding the balance.
Yeah. Just finding the balance, and men feel, I think kila mtu identify role yake na stick to the lane. If you're a man, be a man. If you're a woman, be a woman. Let everyone stay on their lane, because at the end of the day, they're not the same.
Higher. Smooth, no? This conversation.
Hey, I didn't know it was gonna go this deep.
Do you think society has given men the tools to handle the shifts in gender roles and women empowerment? If not, what's missing?
Okay. First of all, you said, do you think the society has given men the tools to
handle the shifts in gender roles?
No, because we are still struggling to even accept the changes. We have already said, Makasai, it's so hard. Go into the kitchen and let your wife sit at the couch watching TV.
I know, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel, I'm not saying it's not right, but it doesn't still feel okay. Yeah,
because sometimes, except if the wife is maybe pregnant or she's unwell, or maybe there's just something that has come up.
Because I've seen even in cases where if the woman is pregnant, maybe their relative will come and stay around the house. But with the generation, as a relative anakuja, unagonga.
Excellent. Sasa kama maid unapita nayo. But hata sikugonga, nilikuwa naambiwa ule wakubaliki, si ati umegongewa. Ni yeye aliamua kugongwa.
Oh yeah. There was consent.
There was consent to
that? There was consent.
So sikugongewa. I think we are using.
Ask you. Did you watch the Equatorial Guinea guy?
That guy?
Yeah. The guy who slept with over 400 women.
Every time nilikuwa naona Eric Omondi anafanya hiyo job kila asubuhi.
Anachukua lafana.
Guy, that nigga. Every woman. And then you see, your story judgment. I was looking at
and they're all married women.
Married women. So people don't look at the 400 women who are cheated.
They're looking at the
man,
but
the one man that was cheated.
You even had the audacity to sleep with the wife of your brother. I'm like, where? Kwanza wife ya brother alipatikanaje na ujamaa? Yeah, alikuwa alienda nini?
Imagine.
And she was not forced.
And you see this are on camera.
Tena wana record wote wakiona this guy is actually recording. Yeye anafanya star.
God damn it.
Unaona, mpaka wanafanya start. Ina start.
Nimeshaka na nguvu sana. Yes.
Kwani uliangukia nani?
Nani?
Guys akona nani? He's dating a nun.
But this was a controversial pic. So the nun with holding the weed, the queen.
Yeah, I've seen the weed and then I'm like, okay, let me not think out loud. Okay, so let's look at another one. We're almost done. I can see they're almost done. What does it mean for a man to feel empowered in a relationship without traditional dominance? What does it mean for a man to feel empowered in a relationship without traditional dominance? It's basically them being who they are, being in touch with their emotions, their feelings, and them being in a position. That's what I feel is an empowered man.
Yeah.
A man who feels comfortable to do what they can and live what they cannot without giving themselves pressure because they end up succumbing to pressure and depressed and mental health and die.
Yes. And also to add on that, I feel like the most important thing out of this is love, respect, and loyalty, because women are very simple. We just require love, respect, and loyalty. So if the woman gives you that, I'll feel empowered.
Yeah. Because you talked about loyalty, I was reading somewhere and somebody was saying, do you actually know, I wish women, this person was saying, I wish women and children would know how much respect and loyalty means to their father. Because if they accord him that, this would be the best family ever.
Yes, that is very important. And that's for sure. That's a fact. Yes.
Yeah.
If the man gets that, he can do anything for the family.
Yeah.
Yes, but wakati kuna korofishana, kuna issues, you feel like there's shift in loyalty, there's shift in respect, there's up and down. Things don't run the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. Put us on the next one. Yeah.
Oh God. How would you define men's empowerment in today's world? How do you define men's empowerment in today's world?
First of all, they're not even empowered. That's why I'm even thinking, because najiuliza, how are they even empowered?
And that's why we're having this conversation.
Yeah. I don't think they're actually empowered, and that is why we need to think around ways in which we can actually empower them, because I don't think they are.
Yes, you go to offices, you go for interviews, the girl name is picked. Hata nyumbani kwenye tuanzie hapo. Tuanzie hata mimi wacha nitumie example. Mimi nilikuwa napata matatu kwenda high school.
Yeah.
All the way to Kakamega.
But your sisters will be dropped to school.
Imagine we are living the same place. The same day probably. Mzae ataingia kwa gari. Awapeleke shule. But mimi nitaambiwa nitakutumia fare saa 8.
You have suffered.
And I go all the way myself. You know, hiyo inaanzia hapo. Boys are never empowered. And now inafika, for example, mtaani, the girl is given more emotional support than the boy. Wewe enda uchunge ng'ombe, rudi kejani, ukule, ulale. The girl dem ataongeleshwa. Utapata mzee amemuita, amemuuliza, hey, how was your day? Ulifanya nini na nini? Even hugs, boy. Let's just take simple things. Do you know it's very hard
for your dad to
hug you, but he will hug your sister.
Yeah.
Na si ati because nyinyi si watoto wote, because wewe ni mwanaume.
Which is bullshit.
So the boy child has been forgotten.
Yeah, clearly.
By the way, mtu anaitwa kijana amesauliwa. Na kitu inaniudhi sana ni society sio mwanamke.
Yeah. I actually envy, because there are families where I see their dads hug their sons. There are families that do that.
Yes.
Because these poor families, they gonna toxic masculinity. Because from these people come from this affluent these people who come from these affluent families. I see that the way that dads sometimes behave. They hug their sons. They tell their sons, "I love you." My father told me, he can never say I love you.
Mimi hata mimi niliambiwa kweli. I don't think nishaambiwa. And then if they say, they generalize.
Imagine if your father just said, "I love you, son." I mean, nitatoka kwa nyumba na kichwa hivi imevimba like, "Yo, my dad loves you, fuck you all."
There's a time, let me tell you a very good example. There's a time nilikuwa high school. I was in campus around second year, third year. So our third year, you know, my university, we have long holidays.
Yeah.
So I was literally home for almost 6 months. Na nilikuwa Kitale huko. So I was like, mzai, hii 6 months tukitumia poa, naweza enda Nairobi, do this and this, and then shule zikirudi, natoka shule kan nimeenda, nimetoka Nairobi kan nimeenda shuleni. Huyu jamaa aliniuliza,
wako umemwita jamaa.
Well, no disrespect, he's my dad. But this man, my dad asked me, unaenda Nairobi kufanya nini?
What's taking you to Nairobi?
Unataka na saizo? Sisa zangu wametoka shule wamefunga wapi?
Wako nyumbani.
Mimi nikalia bwana, nikamwambia mzee bwana, kwani unipendi? You know, he didn't tell me I love you bwana. Aliniuliza tu na hasira, iko mzazi apendi watoto yake? You know, I was like, yes, men, tuko na shida. Tumesauliwa. Boys wamesauliwa. This is why siko baya, but I would help a man get to a position in jamii niko. I don't feel like I'm obligated to help the lady because eventually the society has already given her the empowerment. Hadi imewapatia kiburi, wanajua tu, no, I'm a lady. Ulikuwa sijui kama you watch internet, as in unaingia IG unapata maybe somebody's doing a joke.
Yeah.
Alafu mwanamke, you know, she's just, huyu unajua tukipenda utakanyaga huyu. But she's there, mimi mwanamke nipige, unajua. Ilikuwa nani? Wataka vita wewe. Imagine. Because she feels she's entitled.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a woman. I have to, you know, you can't do nothing to me. And then the weird thing is, nimelia kitu. Society si mwanamke peke yake. Unapata the very very next person attacking the man ni nani? Mwanaume.
Yeah. That's true.
Wanaume tumesaudiana bro.
Unajua umenikumbusha, I went for a shoot the other day, and as I was doing the shoot, before they started shooting me the pictures I've been posting, hapo chini there's a guy alikuwa anakunywa pombe huko juu, and then he held a bottle na hakuwa ameifungua hii pombe, and then there was a lady who was buying mangoes. Kwa kuna kakibanda kalikuwa hapo, she was buying the mangoes. Yeah. So she was buying the mangoes. Huyu jamaa hiyo chupa ikatoka kwa mkono ikaanguka chini. And Makiu, hii chupa haikuvunjika. Hata walikuwa wanashangaa how the alcohol in that bottle, but I think it's physics. It's because it was full. Ingekuwa half, ingevunjika. Yeah, they were too dumb to realize that it's physics. I understand. I mean, the bottle was full. There was no way it would have broken. But since they were too dumb, they probably scored D's in physics. They would have never known. Wakolekea ni gea pombe jamwagika. I'm like, you are just dumb. They got chupa ijavunjika. So here's the thing. So once that bottle falls down, the lady will anaanza drama. Unataka kuniua? Unanirushia chupa ya nini? So the guy goes down and is like, hata sijakurushia hii chupa imeanguka by mistake. Na mali imeanguka, it's like 1-2 meters away from you. So I don't understand. So like the lady came and held the guy's shirt hapa hivi kwa shingo. So upon holding the shirt, the guy saw unajua ni mwanaume akaanza kujaga, mbona mwanamke anani disrespect. So the guy pushed the lady away. The lady having been pushed away, akachukua maembe zao, it was drama. Akachukua maembe zenye zilikuwa zinauzwa kwa kibanda, akaanza kumrushia, kumgonga. This guy got upset and he almost beat that lady. But akashikwa akarudishwa hivi juu. And the whole time I was just looking at that, I'm like, wewe kesho ile news ingewekwa pale hivi, a man beats up a woman over sijui, and the feminists would have come on board.
And literally, siko baya, lakini wanawake wengi ni feminists. They are pro women. You know, women rights, women empowerment.
The same way, and the reason I've given you this story is because of what you're saying. So men also need to fight for their own men. When a man is being attacked, when we know the background of the story is probably the woman is who led this. Though somebody was telling me, your actions when you do something, it was actually branding. Branding was saying actions and reactions. When you do a certain reaction, when you take a certain action, you can't blame me for a reaction.
That's
something
physics.
like that.
You just talked about
still physics.
Every action
has a reaction. Has a reaction. So I call like you have to choose the way you react, and I'm like, no. You cannot tell me how to choose how to react. If you do something bad to me, like the way this lady was trying to do something to this man, the way this man would have reacted, we are not supposed to blame him whatsoever. But here they're trying to tell him, oh, you're a man, you should not beat a woman.
They're just
but it's the woman who is triggering this man. Because anaendelea kumrushia maembe. I remember that guy saying, ati hiyo maembe hadi nimemgonga. Hapa. So men need to be pro men. When a fellow man is going through shit, let's also support our men. Because women, that's what they do, and they thrive in that.
I think that's very true.
Na unajua mwanaume angefungwa hata labda.
Imagine
kama angemguza mchape angefungwa.
What a world we are living.
Yeah, sad.
Imagine.
The other question.
Something I wanted to add, like in important, but it's okay.
Itakuja. I'm sure I'll say something else that will spark what you're thinking, and then it'll just come. So this one says, how does the idea of an empowered woman change the traditional role of a man in a relationship? And I think that we have answered this one. I think you've answered this one. Let's read another one. It says, what do you think about the stigma on men showing emotions, especially crying?
It's so sad.
Yeah, even this one we have actually talked about. Because there's a lot of stigma around men who let out what they actually feel.
But what can we do? Because
we need to cry until it's normalized. We need to feel how we feel and let people know until it becomes normal. Because the more we hide, the more it is becoming not something that we are supposed to do.
Because I don't think there's anything wrong with the man shedding tears.
Yeah.
Although Pia, as a man, Pia and I don't just need to cry everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Pia kule ingine Pia ni ufala, kuna kule ya mzuri, kuna kule ya ufala.
Because I feel like if I am really, really hurt and I can't control myself, it's okay to let the tears out.
Yeah.
Nyenye mtasema kenye nasema. Because it's part of healing.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes iyo kulia tu kidogo ina release some energy, and then you just refill again.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake. People should not look at you as weak.
Yeah.
People should not look at you as not man enough.
That's true.
And this is something I realize myself. When I'm emotionally and overwhelmed, I find myself crying.
Wow.
You know? Sitting and pick why mama yangu? No. You just
find tears down.
Yes, they just go down. And it's uncontrollable because they're coming from within. Now once that is done, mara mingi, and then I have a conversation. Mara mingi natukanga hapo niko fit. Once I wipe the tears, I'm cool.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Let us on the last one. Finally, we are on the last question.
Let's listen to Do you think society has given men the tools to handle the shit? We have actually done that. This was a repeated question. Unfortunately, we've just talked about the last thing.
Yeah, and that's okay. It's such a good note to end the conversation there. Thank you so much for coming. How do you feel about it?
I feel good. I feel like nimeongea.
Do you feel like you have let out some things that possibly you have never spoken up before?
Of course. For example, the fact that I cry, man. Sasa inajua kuna nyota nyesaka na hiyo, lakini mimi pia mimi ni binadamu.
He's only human after all.
I'm only human.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So it's been nice.
It has been nice. Thank you so much for coming. I'm hoping to have you again soon.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, this conversation we purposely wanted to have you on board.
Yes.
And to talk about issues around men. Because I knew and I know You are also an advocate for men. You advocate for men and issues around men.
Yes.
And that's why I brought you on board. And thank you so much for giving your insights. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for the chance.
Yeah. So guys, if you've watched our video all the way up to this time, tunasema thank you so much. This has been very, very insightful and very educative. I've been able to say things that I don't think on a normal day you'd bump into me on the streets, and I would let that out. But now you have an opportunity, you've gotten an opportunity to get it from me firsthand. Yeah, so our conversations are unfiltered. There's nowhere on no place where we tell the guest, this is what you're supposed to say. There's nowhere where I'm told, this is what I'm supposed to say. And that's why this is called Life Unfiltered. So until next time, all we're going to say is goodbye and see you in the next one. Now, can you subscribe? Make sure you subscribe. So tell our guys bye.
Wanaume, I am there for you guys. Where bonga bana. Don't die with stress.
Thank you.
Kinyamaza unajumiza solo. Technically.
Adios. Thank you, Raj.
Kijana. This was nice, by the way.
Thank you.